This is the story of a special day. You'll know it's time to turn the page when you hear this sound. Let's begin now.
It was very early in the morning, and for once Jeff was not asleep. In fact, he lay in bed wide awake, waiting for the sun to come up and listening to the sounds of the morning. The birds were twittering to each other. Only today, Jeff felt like he could almost understand them. He could just about make out their chirpy little song. The wind was rustling happily through the trees. Only today, Jeff felt that it was whispering a secret, and he could almost catch a word of it now and then. He lay in bed and listened to Wags the dog doing his morning exercises. Crash! Bang! Went the walls of his kennel. Bump! Bash! And bang!
My goodness,
Thought Jeff.
he's certainly full of energy today.
Jeff felt excited. He felt restless too, as though today was special, or he had something important to do. He just couldn't think what it might be. He thought and thought.
Toast,
He said.
orange juice.
Thinking always made him hungry.
It must be time for breakfast.
Jeff jumped out of bed. Crash! Bang! Whack!
What is Wags doing?
Thought Jeff.
Just a minute. That noise is not coming from Wags' kennel. It's coming from inside the house.
Jeff ran into the kitchen where the noise was coming from. To his surprise, he found the other Wiggles very quietly eating breakfast.
What was that noise?
Asked Jeff. The others looked at each other.
What noise? We didn't hear any noise, did we?
Asked Anthony.
No noise.
Agreed Murray and Greg. Jeff looked at them. He scratched his head again.
Maybe I was dreaming after all.
He said. After a big breakfast, Jeff tidied up his room and went to find his friends. He was filled with excitement. He didn't know why, but he was tingling all over.
Hey everyone, let's all play some music. I've got a great idea for a new song. Hey, guys, where did everyone go?
Jeff had run into the lounge room, only to find that he was all alone. He found a note on the table. It said, "Gone fishing." Jeff was lost for words.
Why did they go without inviting me?
He thought sadly. Before he could think about it any longer, there was a knock at the door, and a strange man walked in.
I am here to spray your house for wiggle-waggle bugs.
He said.
Wiggle waggle bugs?
Exclaimed Jeff.
What on earth are they?
Oh, they are bugs that are very wiggly and a little bit waggly. I must spray right now or they will get out of control.
But I can't see any wiggle waggle bugs.
Said Jeff.
Oh, rest assured, they are here. Now please leave while I spray and don't come back until 1 o'clock.
Before Jeff knew what had happened, the strange man had bustled him outside.
What a strange day this is turning out to be.
Said Jeff as he thought about the bug man inside.
He looked quite a lot like Greg.
Thought Jeff.
In fact, if he didn't have a funny moustache and he wasn't wearing an old straw hat, I would have said it was Greg.
Jeff was still feeling restless, so he decided to try and find some other friends to play with. He still felt like there was something important he was forgetting, but he just couldn't think what it was. First he went to Wag's place. Wags was not there. In fact, neither was his ball or his rope or his slide.
Where could he be?
Thought Jeff.
Maybe he's taken all his things to Dorothys Garden so they can play together. What a good idea. I think I'll join them.
And so he went to Dorothy's house. Now things kept getting stranger and stranger. There was no one at Dorothy's house either.
Where could everyone be?
Thought Jeff, and then he noticed something unusual. All of the roses from Dorothys' garden were gone. Not a single flower was left. Dorothy loved her garden, and usually it was filled with dozens of beautiful roses. In fact, Jeff had often helped Dorothy dig in her garden and look after them. Where had they gone?
I wonder if wiggle waggle bugs eat roses.
Thought Jeff. He was starting to feel a little lonely.
I'll go and find Henry the octopus.
He thought.
He's always good fun.
Alas, when he got to Henry's place, there was no one in sight. Suddenly, Jeff had an idea.
Captain Feathersword,
He cried,
I bet they have all gone fishing on the SS Feathersword.
and he ran to the dock. There, to his delight, was the ship, gleaming in the sun, and he could smell something wonderful cooking.
Hooray!
Yelled Jeff. He ran towards it and went on board.
Hello, everyone.
He called.
I've come to catch some fish with you. Hello?
Once again, Jeff found himself alone. There was no one there. The lovely smells were all that was left of whatever had been cooking. That and the dishes. Jeff was very confused. Where was everyone? Today had started off so promising, but he was starting to lose that special tingly feeling.
Maybe I'm still dreaming.
He thought, walking home slowly.
Maybe I'll wake up and find it was just a strange dream.
When he got home, it was just after 1 o'clock, and the bug man was gone. In fact, the door was slightly open, and there was no one else around. Jeff walked in sadly.
Well, if it is a dream, I guess I have to go to sleep so that I can wake up from it.
He sat in his favourite armchair, closed his eyes, and was just about to doze off when he heard,
Wake up, Jeff!
He opened his eyes, and there in front of him were all of his friends.
Surprise!
They yelled,
Happy birthday!
Jeff was thrilled.
Birthday? Of course! It's my birthday today! What a wonderful surprise!
Now Jeff knew why he had felt that special tingly feeling and where all of his friends had gone. They were organising a surprise birthday party for him. He looked around the room and noticed big, beautiful roses decorating everything.
So that's where your roses went.
Exclaimed Jeff.
How nice of you to bring them over for my party, Dorothy. I thought the wiggle waggle bugs had eaten them.
Everyone started laughing at this, and then Jeff realised why. Greg had put on an old straw hat and a funny moustache. So he was the bug man after all.
We had to think of some excuse to get you out of the house while we set things up.
Laughed Greg. They had so much fun at the party. First they played games, and everyone had a go on Wags' slide. Then they all danced and sang and did the wiggle groove.
Time for ice cream!
Yelled Anthony, and they all ate ice creams. They were the biggest and tastiest Jeff had ever seen. Henry did a wonderful dance that included juggling all of the presents that everyone had bought for Jeff. His 8 legs were flying around so fast, it was a wonder that he didn't drop any of them. Jeff got some wonderful gifts, but his favourite was a new purple jumper that said, "The Wiggles" on it. He was so happy and excited that he couldn't stop giggling. Also because Captain Feathersword kept tickling him with his feather.
That smell,
Said Jeff, sniffing.
that wonderful smell. It's the same as the one I could smell on the SS Feathersword.
At that moment, in walked the other Wiggles carrying a huge birthday cake. Captain Feathersword had spent all morning cooking it, and it was just delicious,
What a wonderful day it has been.
said Jeff happily.
I hope I'm not dreaming. Do you want me to pinch you and find out?
Asked Murray cheekily.
No,
answered Jeff.
because if it is a dream, I don't want it to end. This has been the best birthday ever.